117. And we're going to omit the chorus until after the last verse. Whatever is the Lord, amen, so let it be. Life from the dead is in that word. 'Tis immortality. My Father's house on high, home of my soul how near. At times to faith's far-seeing eye, thy golden gates appear. Number 117.
Forever with the Lord, amen, so let it be. Life from the dead is in that word, 'tis immortality. My Father's house on high, home of my soul how near, at times to face far-seeing eye, thy golden gates appear. My thirsty spirit thirsts to reach the land I love, the bright inheritance of saints, Jerusalem above. Forever with the Lord, Father, if 'tis thy will, the promise of thy faithful word in here to me fulfill. Knowing as I am known, I love that word, and doth redeem me for the throne forever with the Lord. Hearing the body prayer, absent from here my room, yet my sleep is my moving tent, and day's march nearer home.
Shall we read from the Holy Scriptures, the New Testament, Paul's second epistle to Timothy in chapter 4, reading at verse 5 to the end of verse 8. But watch thou in all things, endure afflictions, do the work of an evangelist, make full proof of thy ministry. For I am now ready to be offered, and the time of my departure is at hand. I have fought a good fight, I have finished my course, I have kept the faith. Henceforth there is laid up for me a crown of righteousness, which the Lord, the righteous judge, shall give me at that day, and not to me only, but unto all them also that love his appearing. Now we trust that the Scriptures read in the whole, and this brief reading just now will be used of God to the comfort of this sorrowing family and to the blessing of all of us gathered with them on this sad occasion. The words I have read with you are some of the last to come from the pen of Paul the Apostle. And it's very clear to the thoughtful reader that Paul had one very important event in his mind when he was writing these words. As something that concerned him vitally at that point, and as something that concerns every man and woman within the sound of my voice. He was thinking about leaving the world, not permitted to travel anymore, no longer able to preach, never again have the privilege of conversing with his friend, just about to lay down his pen. And he thinks of leaving the world. He left it. I will leave it. Our beloved brother, Christy Park, has left it. You ladies and gentlemen will do the same. Some leave in that slow, lingering way when there is time to think and say goodbye. Some leave with startling suddenness. Here one moment, in eternity the next. But they all leave the world. Now I know there are some men, women also, and they act and speak as if they didn't really believe this. The Saviour gives to us an illustration of this when he speaks about the farmer in Luke 12, who thought a great deal about his farm and property, thought a great deal about time and sense, thought a lot about himself and his body, never seems to have thought about God, gave no concern concerning his soul, didn't seem to think about eternity. And the Saviour said, that man was foolish. But as Paul thought of leaving the world, we hear him say, I am now ready. He hadn't put this off to a day that he hoped would be more convenient, when perhaps there would be a rush for a spiritual advisor, time to make a little prayer. Didn't leave it to that occasion. He brings it right into the present, and he says, I am now, this very moment, as I write to you, Timothy, I'm ready. All is settled. It's well with my soul. I'm ready to leave. Not a qualm of conscience. No disturbing thought. Had he known the words, he could have sung them in peace. Let me resign my breath, and thy salvation see. This noble little man whose remains lie in this coffin could have said exactly the same. Ready to leave the world. I'm thinking people would ask, and rightly so, what made Paul ready to leave? What made this man ready to leave? I think you'll agree that that's an important question. Though our time is brief this afternoon, I want you to take a moment and think about that. What makes a man right with God? Ready to meet God? Prepared for eternity?